What up, guys? Talking with Tonka, episode 9. We have a very special guest today, Mr. Fashion himself, David Mai. What's up, man?
What's going on? What's going on, guys?
Nice. We're chilling. It's so funny. On the way over here, we were talking about we should just film this in the car.
Yeah. It's obviously it's very uncomfortable for me. So, a little, but hopefully as this goes by, I get a little bit more.
Yeah, you'll loosen up, man. It's easy. Yeah. It's easy, man. It's something that, I had to even learn how to do. You know what I mean? I've never sat, I could talk to people when I'm out and talk and I never brought someone to my house and then just start talking to them about whatever. You know what I mean? So we've been friends for a long time now. And I think I've seen you through no tattoos. Now you're literally have them everywhere. It's funny because I told you I was going to bring up a picture of you with no tattoos.
Edit that
in. That'd be kind of funny. I'm going to put it in because I definitely have one. I just have to find it. It's I have to deep dive.
It's funny because I'll look back at some of my old photos and just man, there's the Jersey David Mai, and then there's the Philly David Mai, and I'm a completely different person. Just the way I look, the way I dress, the way I think, the way I do things is so different.
Yeah.
And being Philly, I'm a different person. When I go back to visit everyone in AC, it's just who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy? Because I remember when I met you, it was at Premiere, and you were wearing a suit all the time.
Yeah.
So if you had tattoos, I didn't know you had them because you were covered up all the time. Well, is that something that when was your first tattoo?
The reason why I don't want to get into it, it's
is it a personal tattoo?
No, it's more of being in a one of my first serious relationship.
Okay.
I've always loved tattoos and fashion, but I was in a relationship, a long-term relationship, and we were planning on a much longer one.
Yeah.
So I was saving money to start a new business and all these things, and I've held back the things that I love, which is fashion and tattoos.
Yeah.
And she ended up cheating on me, and
God, it's the worst.
It opened doors for so many different things. That's how I got into nightlife.
Right.
That's how I got into start investing in myself. So it was it's the most pivotal point in my life.
So that's kind of what my you met Fat Tonka and now Skinny Tonka, right? That's the way Sat One describes it: Fat Tonka and Skinny Tonka. So when I was Fat Tonka, I was engaged, and then she had a whole nother life that I had no idea, and broke my heart and did all these things. And now it literally made me reinvest in myself, and now I'm healthier. I look better.
You look amazing.
Yeah. So it's pretty wild transformation.
It's funny because you bring up Fat Tonka. It's that's a race from my memory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not the only. Some people I've only known Skinny Tonka though, but you were one of the ones that I've been in front. It's funny how nightlife works, right? So it's let's say a mutual friend of ours, Danny Diamonds, right? Mm-hmm. He's known me for years. So he's known all of them as well. Yeah. So it's the people that are OGs in this game that I've known for a long time, they know both of them. So hearing you say it's a race from my memory, I kind of like that. It kind of makes Back to the Future make more sense. It's you went back in time, just erased it. You're that never happened.
I mean, I think that has a lot to do about you. I see you, you're really passionate in a lot of things that you do, and you're not obsessive, but you put a lot of focus on your work, your the way you look and all these things, and you're so passionate about it, and I forget about the negatives or the negatives thing that you saw yourself before you made these changes. You know what I mean? So
do you see anything like that for you with the way you express yourself now, with your tattoos and your fashion sense and everything?
I think I see that in everyone. Mm-hmm. It's you mentioned Danny. Danny had two different. He was much larger than what he is now, and but I forget about that.
Yeah,
because
same, to be honest, same. Yeah. And I kind of see what you're saying. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And what overrides that viewpoint of people's perception of you, it's because you two are really passionate people, and you guys put a lot of
time
into who you are as a person. You forget the negative things.
Yeah, I got to get him on the podcast. Actually, absolutely. I love Danny. He's been some places too. So that'd be really cool to get his perspective, especially on nightlife, since he's been around the pool, the AC, and back to Philly, and then all these places. You know what I mean? So let's let's go. Let's go from why David Mai came to Philadelphia. Is that something we can talk about? I know. So on the car ride over here, right? I'm going to give some people a backstory, right? Why Dave takes a sip of his.
We need a shot.
Is that
this one?
Is that beer?
Yeah.
It says Stillwater on.
No, Stillwater is the brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They make phenomenal like brews.
Oh,
Phenomenal.
interesting.
Yeah, this is like sake with like saison style, so it's like a really hoppy beer, but has like very crisp, clear.
Nice.
Has like that's why the logo is like it's almost Japanese.
Yeah,
it's
like
a
it.
little it's
Can
really
nice.
good.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
So on the way over here, and give you guys a little backstory. David's just it's his first podcast, right? He's afraid. A lot of people don't know the real David Mai, right? So the reason why I want to have you on, I'm going to tell you why I want you here, right? So I find you very interesting, right? Not only because your fashion sense is like above and beyond, and I feel like you're years in front of people when it comes to fashion. Like you started wearing pearl necklaces before anybody.
It was one of the things probably like 4 years ago. I was like, I'm gonna make this cool.
And then there was people doing it after
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
granted, like there was like celebrities doing it too, but like in Philadelphia, you were wearing it. Now 9, Bryce Harper wears pearl necklaces, so it's like I'm not saying you influenced Bryce Harper, but I'm saying your fashion sense is like so much light years in front of other people, and so I definitely want to dive into that. I want to dive into your tattoos. Like like I said, I've known you when you had like none, and now you have like such really cool ones, and I've seen some of the experiences that you have when you're doing it. I see the guy doing it by hand, which is I definitely want to talk about because that is insane.
Yeah,
and then like the wording on yourself, right? The words that you're using to express and everything. So that's why you're here. Is I find you so interesting with the things that you do and how your plants at home, and then now you have this cool cat. Like there's so much I want to talk about. Yeah. There's 3 parts of David Mai that I feel like people know nightlife David, right? People know nightlife David.
The Asshole David,
Right. So let's talk about David Mai, the person outside of the club that's at home and just wants to dress right and everything. So why did that David Mai, when he came to Philly, who is David Mai?
It's for the people in AC, like I have a lot of love and respect and appreciation for anyone who's doing anything for nightlife in Atlantic City. It's just obviously it's ran by casinos, which is all corporate.
Yes.
And corporate to me is the only thing that holds you down to doing what you want, and like I have a full creative freedom. Like AC doesn't have that because of corporate, which is nothing wrong with that. You get pros and cons of corporate or non-corporate or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in both. Like the structure that I put into my business,
which is good though.
Yeah,
it's really good, especially when you're starting your own business and you're running your own nightclubs.
Yeah,
because you know how to do it the corporate way and then your own way, and then you can find a middle ground where you can have both.
And I know we're gonna start going in so many different directions, but like same when I run my business, like I have a structured, like systematic structure that corporate taught me, and the fundamentals of like scheduling or whatever it may be, or payroll, like P&Ls, making money, and whatever it may be, budgeting, all these things is vital for business.
Right.
But remember, business, you have to sell a business, and you sell it through personality, like through creative direction, like all these things. And I'm trying to balance all of it. Like, with my company, I'm trying to balance like making the ownership happy or my partners happy. Then I'm stressed to make sure that my staff is happy, making money. And then you have my peers like yourself and the DJs and the other club owners and managers and their perspective of what we're doing here. And then my demographic, the people who actually pay the bills, like so many different directions. I'm trying to balance all at once, and I get attacked by so many different ways because they're selective in that department.
Yeah,
but people forget that I'm balancing all 4.
And what's funny is I notice that when like I come to Pace, right? Mm-hmm. You're always looking around. You're going outside. You're looking around. You're always paying attention. And I feel like a lot of places, managerial-wise, are so focused on one thing.
Yeah.
Where you're literally all over the place. Yeah. Like you're switching graphics, running out the front door, going out the side door. Hey, this guy's table needs attention. Like you're very aware.
Yeah, and I'm very blessed to have the amazing team that I have. I have a good team when it comes to management across the board. Like
Yeah.
it could be my cleaners, like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. Like my staff knows. Like I try to treat everyone very equal. We all have like a vital point to making this business successful. Like
Yeah.
we all need each other. So the whole system is kind of designed and built to teamwork, camaraderie, cross training. Like
And you guys do a lot. Yeah,
like
you guys
everything.
do a lot
Yeah.
of team building stuff too.
Yeah,
Like you go on. You guys hang out, which is like unheard of in the nightlife industry.
I think a lot of people don't prioritize that enough. I think outings is when you really get to know your employees or your coworkers, and when you know someone better, you can adjust the way you work around that person, right? Like if someone's more like finicky on or strong-minded or whatever it may be, then you work around that. If someone who's outgoing, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Like I think it's very important that everyone learns about it, and that's an opportunity for me to learn about everyone on a more personal level, right? And I tell everyone when we're out, we're just friends, like the only time I'm your quote-unquote boss, which I hate that word, but when I'm the team leader at work, then it's different. You know
I
what I mean?
Like that how you change that. That's good. That's so because a boss has like a negative annotation to it, right? So it's like people hate their boss. They hate their boss. I hate my boss. I hate my boss. But do you hate your team leader? Would you hate Captain America? No, you wouldn't.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say my team don't hate me. But
well, no, they have to hate you to respect you in some ways, right?
What I try to do is I try to, especially with my team, especially in outings, like I see like the party side of David, like the fun side where like I'm not just here barking orders or whatever it may be, doing quote unquote boss things or whatever it may be. And even at work, I try to balance everything. I try not to do too bossy. I say please. I have a lot of patience. I try not to intervene when I don't need to. Like I pick and choose my battles sometimes, right?
Which
like,
is good.
Yeah, and it's pros and cons to all of it. But that's, like I said in the car with you, like balance is a huge key to me, and balancing all different priorities within the business that I oversee is very important to me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and balance is like the key to life. So it's like if you have a peaceful workplace that you're balanced, like everything's balanced, everything is fine. It's like like some people hate going to work. But if you're going to a work environment you like going to, it's like, hell, I'm going to go to work today. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a lot, like I know people with 9 to 5s that hate their job. Imagine if they had like that kind of environment. Would you hate?
Horrible.
I know. But would you hate your 9 to 5 if it was like a good environment?
No, I wouldn't hate it. It would. I mean,
like I'm not built for that life anymore. I've noticed that. Like you've known me through my career. I've always had a day job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and I've finally found the point where I don't want one anymore.
It's a tough question to ask because you said two things that kind of contradict itself, right?
Okay.
You said a 9 to 5. Then you said a fun or a happy work environment, right? That's what you said, right? Or
So what I'm saying is like if you're 9 to 5, if you weren't in nightlife, your 9 to 5 was like a happy, good environment. Would you hate going to work?
Yes and no. And that's like I said, they kind of
contradict themselves. Yeah.
But you don't realize until you actually really think about it. But like out in like first, when you first hear it, it sounds like a positive thing. But because 9 to 5 is the cage, the prison part of it,
awful.
Right? Yeah. It's I think that's a horrible thing. Limiting yourself to just this, 8 hours to be productive or to be the business side, and then you have to turn off. No, like it's sometimes you have a bad day. Sometimes you're hungover. Sometimes you're heartbroken. Like that 9 o'clock hits, and you had to change. I no, like my staff knows that like I come at different times. It's like depending on what's going on. Like sometimes I could be out doing business things, like doing outings and supporting people, and other days I might be sick or whatever it may be, and like I need to be able to flex. Or sometimes I won't come in because I'm in a bad mood. Or you know what I mean? Like I really hate going into work, and I know I do it sometimes, and I try to prevent it. If I have a bad day or whatever's going on, if I'm moody or whatever it may be, I try not to come into work. If I do, I come later, and if I do come, I'm really standoffish. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
No, I get that because I get that. I get those moods too, where it's like, and it's funny. because I'm very transparent. I think when people see me out, they kind of could tell, right? Like the other night, you could tell something was bothering me, and you can't. What's the matter? All right, when you're ready to talk to me, come see me, right? Yeah. So, because you know me for a while, so you can like read me, right? Yeah. So it's like I get it, because I don't want to be out when I'm like that either. Because it's like you want people to see the fun Tonka, the fun David. They want to see us being fun, having a good time. They don't want to see us down in the dumps. I mean, who wants to see that? Yeah. So let's. So what brought David Mai to Philly? What brought you here?
So AC felt like the 9 to 5 part, you know,
because of the corporate.
The corporate part. It's just a little bit of everything. I used to get, you know, I consider it bullying. You know, some stuff that I would wear, like I would wear crazy bow ties, and I was trying to express myself within a corporate setting, which was suits. Yeah. And I used to mix match.
Mix match. Yeah, mix match. Yeah.
Mix match, like my suits. I would do crazy bold colors, and because I was trying to express myself within, you know, the lines that I'm allowed to, and but even then, it wasn't enough. Like I couldn't get tattoos, you know. That's why past my wrist. Yeah, and it goes back because I've been in the casino business. I'm in my late 30s, 19, 20 years old, and like back in this sound fucking old as shit.
I know, yeah.
2000s, early 2000s, yeah. Right? Like Borgata, all these casinos were super strict. Like you can't show no tattoos at Borgata. Like, yeah. And that was ingrained in my mind for so long in my professional career. The very beginning was just like strict, no tattoo rule, like get no piercings. Men could not wear any piercings. Like Borgata can wear any piercings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you couldn't pierce your ears. Wow. Like you can pierce them, but like you have to take them out.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, right? That's just 2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 23 years. That's.
I know, dude. I know. Trust me. I'm with you when I hear that. So that's what brought you to Philly then. You could be more yourself.
Yeah, it was a mixture of a little bit of everything. Like being nightlife, you know, for a couple years there, and I felt capped in that world. Right. And I felt capped, like personally. I was just miserable, like commuting to work, like just. You've been AC in the wintertime. It's not. It's yeah.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
What was Vesper your first job here?
No. So, long story short, my last thing I opened was Premiere, part of the marketing team there, and I kind of gave them. There's a deeper reason, but I don't really want to get into that.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Too much for podcast.
Yeah,
but,
no, it's fine.
I gave him a year. I was like, in 1 year. You know, I was striving to be management. I was like ready. I was learning from some of the best people in the game, Danny, JJ, like all these people around me, and I was like, I'm ready to go to the next level, management, right? Some kind of responsibility, you know. So I gave Premiere a year because they wanted me to be VIP host, which I understand. Yeah, you know, and
gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, and I told them 1 year. Then my 1 year anniversary came up in 2 weeks. I was like, hey, like I love the opportunity, but like I really believe that I can be a really good operator or manager, and that's what I'm looking for. And my manager at the time like helped me with that, found me my apartment, helped me find my job, and I got interviewed at Stratus.
Was that your first one?
Yeah, that's my first one.
I just took over the bookings there last week.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's full circle.
So I got interviewed to be director of nightlife there. Excuse me, the beer.
Now it's coming up. Okay.
And you know, so I get interviewed there, and I remember driving up, and I'm in my suit, like, you know, my nicest HQ or Premiere suit.
Yeah.
I go up to the interview, and my GM was an older woman. She had like a no sleeve blouse on, fully tatted, like neck, arms,
wow,
cool hair. Her like she had like plugs
it's
in.
Like a culture shock for you.
Yeah, I was like, I need to be in Philly. I was like, I got to do whatever I need to do to get this job. Like just seeing my boss in that, I go, I can't even have a fucking tattoo on me. Like, what?
Yeah.
And as I go through the interview process, it went really well. And that's when I start stretching my ears. I'm like, I'm getting this job. Like, I can now stretch my ears. I wanted to stretch my ears for so long. That's when they're stretched now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that. Just.
And you got the job, obviously.
Yeah, I get the job, and even then it was like weird for me, like going from like super strict corporate to Kimpton, which is corporate, but they believe in like
self-expression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Openness, freedom. There's a lot of different personalities, and they support
I've noticed that.
Yeah,
I did their holiday party, so I definitely noticed.
Yeah. It changed my perception of corporate, really.
Yeah.
I was like, this is what corporate can be, and that balance of
Yeah.
both. And I've had a lot of, amazing experiences working for Kimpton and Stratus.
Yeah.
And that's why I got to meet a lot more people deeply, like Hollywood and Menace and Scooter and all, all the OGs, the legends of the game. It's just... Yeah, it changed everything.
That's when Stratus was like booking big name people too.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like this is my first management job. Like mind that, and this was 6 years ago, and just like I'm overseeing a $250,000 budget. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Like they paid for my parking, paid for my cell phone, paid like dry cleaning. Like,
well, to be honest, like those kind of things should be. I think if they want you to look a certain way, use your phone to call, potential clients and like all these things, like your coworkers to make sure they're going to be on time and like going over their schedule. Like they should pay or something of some of those things. So I'm kind of glad you got to experience that because the corporate side isn't all that bad, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it was my first, my first management job was upper management.
Yeah.
Like I walked into the company and I was just like, I'm just not like.
How long were you there for?
I was there for a year, exactly a year.
Yeah.
And when I took the job, it was my first management job, and I was very nervous about it. I didn't know what to expect. I learned a lot about like P&Ls and finances. I used to go down to the finance department and say hi to everyone, front desk, everyone. I just wanted to learn. Like the entire hotel knew my name, loved me because I was asking questions like director of finance, director of revenue. I was asking all kinds of questions like, hey, the P&L, like, blah, blah.
What is P&L, in case people don't know?
P&L is kind of like the analytics of running a business, right?
Okay.
Like, P&L shows you how much you spend on alcohol, how much you pay on labor, how much, the whole nine, how much you're making. Like, I don't want to get deep into it, because that's a whole different thing, but it shows you
it's basically the breakdown and how you
breakdown of your business.
Right, and then how much you need to make money.
Exactly.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, like, that's what P&L is.
Got
and,
you.
like, so I'll go down to the office, and I'm like, what does this mean? Or like, how do I get this higher? Like, am I spending too much? Whatever it meant. I went to every department. I just wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And like I dropped out of college I went to college, community college for like a year, and that's not me. Like first off, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right. Who does? Like, right.
Guess what my first major was?
Communications.
I fucking wish.
Therapist. Nurse.
No. I've always wanted to be a therapist. That was...
Yeah? It's not too late.
The 3 dream jobs. I'm going to ask you the same question.
Okay.
My 3... If you even have 3. I don't know if most people have 3.
Yeah.
1 is a tattoo artist. 1, I always wanted to be an architectural designer.
Okay.
And 3rd was a therapist.
So the first 2, just from watching your creativeness, like throughout, like me knowing you, like your tattoos and like everything, I feel like the tattoo thing, I feel like you could probably do it. I don't know if you can draw.
I can't. That's why I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if you can draw. So the tattoo thing is out, but it's to be honest, like I think you could pull off the persona of both. But the therapist thing, that's definitely not too late to do that. Like, like see how like we're 24 minutes in and you're so much more open now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I knew I would get comfortable eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's why I'm drinking a little bit of booze and
I
took a little hit or something right before I got here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
3.
Sorry for the red eye.
So I don't know if that was one of your questions you prepared for me, but I'm trying to think if I have 3 dream jobs. So like, one of them I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Working with the Phillies. Like that was like a dream thing for me. But my dream job for the Phillies was the cameraman.
Really?
Yeah, because I went to school for video production.
Okay.
So I actually got really cool with like who we work with is called Fanavision, right? So anybody you see on that big screen, which is called Fanavision, we control that department. We're in that department, right? So I happened to tell the director that one day. I went to video production school. I have a digital media degree and all these things. And my dream job was to be a cameraman for the Phillies. He's like, why didn't you on your off days next year? Why don't you just come in and grab a camera and we'll send you around? I was like, wait, what?
Isn't it like this? Like you say, you want to major in that, right? Don't they teach you all that stuff?
Yeah, I know how to do it all.
Yeah.
I know how to do like what 9 does with graphic design. I know how to do all of that stuff.
Really?
And I just don't do it. And
I learned that 9 days on graphics like literally like 3 months ago. I was like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah,
like, you're.
Yeah, he's.
I mean,
really
you know
good.
how much I express how much I love 9 in the car with
Yeah.
you, and I'm sure we don't want to get into that. But
Yeah,
like,
no, it's fine. We both
he
have a
shocks me
mutual
every
love.
time. Oh,
Yeah.
he's such a talented.
Yeah, he's a good kid, man.
Yeah,
And like,
absolutely.
I gave him his first Photoshop program, so I guess I have to thank myself for that. But so my first job would definitely be for the Phillies, and I'm doing it just in a different department. And then, oh man, 2. I don't even know. Damn, I'm trying to think of when I was a kid. One of them.
I have more, but like that's
yes,
like
I'm trying to think,
3,
man, because I think my whole life, I was into movies, like watching movies. So being in that video production thing, me and my brother used to make. We were in the same college for a while, so we made videos and movies together and stuff. So like that was really fun to me. The graphics behind it was really fun. So that's kind of why I went to school for that. But I don't know if I have a second one because the first one was so like.
Well, first was DJing. Just because you're doing it doesn't mean that's not one.
Well, no, I'm doing my dream job now, like DJing for a living. Like obviously, who doesn't love that? You know what I mean? But that wasn't what I was thinking about when I was a kid, right? I'm thinking about. Was I a DJ yet in school? No, I was still a breakdancer in college. So
breakdancer.
I was like, I was a breakdancer until, I want to say the year right before I graduated. Man, that's a tough question. Yeah, we're gonna go back to that. I think if anything,
the reason I'm asking that is I believe that that's kind of like your makeup as you are as a person. It could be like your personality. It could be all types of things, right?
Yeah.
Like.
I do like helping people.
Yeah.
So maybe something to do with that. Like a part of me, I took the cop test at one point because I wanted to be a cop to help people.
When you say cop test, I thought it was like, short for like,
Oh no! So you have to take a written test, and then you have to take like a physical training test, right? Yeah. So I failed the 1.5 mile run by like 10 seconds. And they were like, nah.
Is this a physical aspect of that?
Yeah, dude. You have to do you have to bench press your body weight. And I was like,
how do these big cops that
they must not
donuts? How do they pass the test then?
No idea. There was people literally walking and passing. So I was like, maybe I just didn't have the right medical note. I don't know. Like literally 10 seconds. I passed everything else, but 10 seconds. So my biggest thing now, like you met my ex Julie years ago. So she was real big on the universe, right? So she kind of like helped me find the universe and like listen to it. That was the universe was telling me that job wasn't for me.
When you say the universe, are you talking about like the stars? Are you talking universe as in like universe as a being? I don't know if that makes sense or not.
So like I follow my horoscope and stuff, but like that's kind of like, I think I guess that's a good question. So like, so I think I believe that things happen for a reason, right? And the universe is behind that.
Okay.
Right.
So that's the universe as a being.
Right. So the universe as a being is saying, all right, this guy's he's not meant to be a cop. What's he meant to be? You know what I mean? So like I was still finding myself. You know what I mean? I wasn't meant to be a cop. And then I fell into a job helping people in a school. So like I was a technology coordinator. So I took care of all the technology in the building, helping people with technology, right? That was like my job. Yeah. And that has always been a part-time job throughout my life. I was a help desk analyst for like 8 years. I worked for Apple doing the same thing for like 2 years. So I think helping people like in some way, shape, or form was number 2 on my list. Because like I feel like I always go back to helping people. Like I was helping someone today with their computer. You know what I mean? So I'm always helping people. So that would be number 2 for sure.
That's something that you and I are very strongly connected.
Yeah.
Like I have this, I don't know what it is, this love to help.
Yeah.
And this is a whole like category in itself.
Yeah.
That's what, growing up, I did whatever I could to help my friends. Anyone that had any issues, kicked out of house.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Couldn't pay for rent, whatever. I used to house like a lot of my friends and people who couldn't get a job and drug abusers, all these things. Like if you have a drug addiction, at a young age, that therapist side of me was like, let me try to. I'm a fixer, right?
Right.
Like, that's something I can admit as my personality. Like I love fixing people. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying maybe damage, but like,
yeah.
Just like helping people in general. Right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. Like and long story short, that's where my mentor like side comes out. Like mentoring, all my employees.
Right.
It could be my management. It could be DJs. It could be bartenders. It could be whoever it may be. I'm always here to teach. I'm not, selfish on the things I've learned, things I know, my experience. Like, no, I explain everything to everyone, who, what, when, why I do things, and I try to teach everyone because, like, I think when people have an ability to. Not ability, a platform like LeBron James, maybe like all the things that you're successful with. Like you should be able to speak and aspire people and teach people. Like I think that's an important thing, and that's one of the things that like I like really value on.
Is there a reason why you brought up LeBron James though? Me and David, I bet him that he wasn't going to go to the Lakers, and I had to get him a jersey. So my first night at Weston Down, what did I do? I brought you a LeBron James Lakers jersey.
And you...
Do you still have it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, love that.
You chose... Who did you choose?
That he was going to go, I forget.
Clippers or something.
Yeah, he was not going to go. I didn't think he was going to the Lakers.
Yeah, I was like, he's definitely going to the Lakers.
And I had to buy him a jersey. And I came through. I got you the jersey. $120 later.
It's the only jersey bet I've won. I've lost like 4. Fuck you who won. I've spent a lot of money on jerseys I've owed.
Yeah, right? Damn. It's so funny how expensive they are.
It's like
it's
$200.
Like, yeah. Jesus Thankfully, yours was kid size. I got a little bit of a break.
I forgot about that.
That was a good one. And I have a video of you doing a twirl in the blacklight at Weston Down with it because you wore it the whole night. People were like, "Why is this dude wearing a LeBron James jersey?"
I grew up very competitive with my family, so like ball busting and.
Did you play sports growing up?
Not sports. I played some sports, but I did a lot growing up.
Yeah.
Sports. I've done anything and everything. I've yo-yoed. I've
yo-yoed.
Games. I break danced. I've done
tennis. Break dancer.
I skate. Like skating. Like figure skate. Not actual figure skating, but like I wanted to figure skate at one point. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I did so many different things. Ping pong, tennis. Oh man, you name it.
Really?
Bowling, pool. Like,
I love bowling.
It just I was just.
You're an active kid. That's what basically.
I would say I was very competitive.
So if it had if you had to play an opponent, you were about it.
Any competition.
So if we were to play like an activity right now, and you're confident that you can beat me at it, what would it be?
Everything.
Wow. No confidence that I'm
That's how competitive I am.
Wow.
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
Except the fucking the DJ booth. You got me on that one.
Yeah.
I got you on the visuals though.
And maybe facts. Maybe weightlifting. I can get you in weightlifting.
You got me weightlifting too.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's how competitive I am.
There's a ping pong place actually that just opened up by Stratus. It's called like Ping Pod. You ever see it?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. They try. I think it'd be cooler if it had a bar in there, but I think it's BYOB. But
I'm not sure. Like
isn't Spin still around? Isn't that like a ping pong bar? Like
I believe so.
I
could
Kelly's
be wrong.
I think Kelly's.
Yeah, I think like Kelly. Shout out to Kelly.
Yeah, she's working hard now.
Yeah. Like especially like a woman DJ, like trying to make it into business. I know it's very tough.
She's grinding.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I definitely think I saw her post that place is still open.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take it. We'll all go there.
I have a soft spot for ping pong. So like every time, so like a lot of people don't know me. I walk everywhere.
Yeah, that's why
I walk literally everywhere.
I was gonna let you walk here.
So well, here's a little far, but that's why I moved to Center City, so I can walk anywhere.
It wasn't nice enough for your bike either.
So I used to walk by that new ping pong spot all the time, and I see it like being dead, and just like it breaks my heart because like the love for ping pong and just the love for an entrepreneur like opening a business. Like it sucks to see, someone opening a business and it doesn't do well.
Yeah,
and so like the mixture of all of that, and just like man, like I wish it would be busy, and I don't know.
I don't know how to help that.
It's
a niche-y thing too. Like you gotta. It's kind of like those axe throwing places. You have to kind of like. You have to build like a party atmosphere around it, right?
Yeah, it could be anything. Like you gotta, you can't just open up and be just one dimensional. You know,
you
like
got to offer something else. Like look at these. Look at a place it was in Center City, and now they moved another location down by the Fillmore. It's called 5 Iron, right? It's a simulator golf place.
Oh, like Top Golf, is that?
Kind of, but you're playing on a legit course, but you're hitting against a screen, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So there they have other things to do. Now they have the bar. They have a little bit of a restaurant vibe to it. So they give you other things to do, right?
Yeah.
So this ping pong place, that's literally the only thing you can do. I don't even think there's a TV in there to watch a game.
Yeah.
It's just 3 ping pong tables.
But but going back to the new one, what's it called? Do you remember what it's called? The new one?
The Ping Pod. Ping Pod. The one on you're talking about, the one on End of Chestnut, the one by Straps.
Yeah,
right?
it's on like third and Chestnut.
Yeah, Ping Pod.
Obviously, we don't know what they're doing or why they opened. Maybe they're opening just for the competitive pong.
Yeah.
Or like
like
pong camp.
Yeah.
Like not fun. You know what I mean? Like we go in and like this is the racist thing, but the Chinese, right? Like,
they're in there trying to school
out there
you.
training. Like we gotta go up to China and actually go to the fucking Olympics, and that's like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's one of those.
Maybe there's ping pong sharks in there that take off our money.
That's funny because we're both in nightlife, and we want to like mix nightlife with everything in life or business, you know? And that's what I think it's a smart thing for most businesses because like you're adding the entertainment part of it, right? Like dinner parties,
and that's what people. I think that's the thing they cut first is entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like that's the last
place.
Personality. I know that's the last place you want to cut money. And my brother used to manage a bar years ago, and he taught me that. He's like, the one thing you want to do is cut entertainment because entertainment keeps people's asses in the seats. You know what I mean? Sometimes during nightlife you want to get rid of the bar stools because you don't want to give people that option to sit down. They sit down, it's over. Forget about it. And that's one of the things that I love when people do. They take the seats out of a place because that's the worst thing as a DJ. You're seeing people vibe, but they're sitting down.
Yeah.
And then your goal for the end of the night is to get them to stand.
But do you know why the main reasons why you get moved the bar stool? This is like the business side of it.
Well, I was gonna say, so they stand, they want to drink more.
No, like when you look into business, every square footage, you calculate like storage, back of the house, office. And then you categorize like the square footage of money, right? So like how much each square footage is making me, right? And it's the same thing for the bar. So like each square footage could be like $10 or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Per square footage. So when you put a bar there, you're clogging that square footage. You can't turn it as fast.
Right.
Right? Like, especially in nightlife.
Right.
And depending on what we're going for, like, so that's why, like, all my managers or whoever wants to be bar managing, like, I'm really anal about having, cups and stuff that's clogging bar space. That's why all the cups are behind the bar.
Right.
And the bar is clear as much as possible because each clear bar is square footage to make money. You know what I mean? And people don't see it
so
that
they're
way.
not putting it over the limes and lemons. They're not putting it over the extra cups.
Because like people are uncomfortable being in front of cups or limes and stuff like that, right?
Wow,
like
that's a great way of looking at that.
It's funny because like I eat out a lot, and last night
I noticed that you have a checklist.
Yeah, that's a whole different podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
But I went to Harper Crown. And I'm going to Italy next week, and I haven't eaten cheese in over like 3 years.
Oof.
So I'm slowly adding it to my diet because like going to Italy and not experiencing Italian cuisine, like I don't eat meat as it is, so I can't.
Yeah, you're vegan, right?
No,
you try to be vegan.
I was vegan for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I slowly kind of adjusted my diet based off what made me happy. You know what I mean? So I added like, eggs, butter, because I don't sit there and like butter's in everything.
Yeah.
Eggs and everything. Like I don't not eat pasta because eggs in it. Right? Like,
yeah.
Like no, So yeah, and now I just lost my train of thought.
No, so you're adding cheese to your diet because you're going to Italy.
Oh yes, Harper Crown. So long story short, I go to Harper Crown. I was by myself, went for happy hour, and I sat down in the bar. And Harper Crown does a bar program beautifully. I learned a lot of things sitting there for 2 hours. And I sat there to listen to the podcast. And obviously, I have multiple reasons I sat there to like learn about what they do at Harper Crown. And the second thing is they're really known for their happy hour. Like, why is everyone love coming for happy hour? And I just learned that they do 7 days a week. I think 7 days or maybe 6. 4 to 7. Most places 4 to 6.
Yeah.
2 hours. They do 4 to 7.
So you're accommodating the people that get done at like 3:30 and the 5:30 people.
They're trying to monopolize the happy hour like I'm like, why does not every restaurant do this?
Yeah,
I just learned that.
Was the food good?
Food was. If you see my list, like 5 stars is like my favorite.
Yeah,
4 is like I will go back again, and 3 is like good, like above average, and then 2 and 3 is like okay. And like, not. I don't really like this place. So I don't get a lot of 1s, but it's really hard to get.
Maybe you should start a food blog or something.
Oh, that's a whole different discussion. But
because the checklist is pretty intensive.
Yeah, I actually last night I thought about Water Ice, like Count Water Ice.
Yeah.
Water Ice, they do a phenomenal job. Shout out to Jay and Hector, I believe. They do a phenomenal job, and I was like, I'm really passionate about that, and I was like, maybe I should start my own account to do like what's happening around here. Yeah, I thought about that last night and figuring out who my partner's gonna be. Like, I had this whole
and then you take great pictures, right? So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Is like David's house is like a greenery, like a nursery. What you call that, right? Or is that nursery for plants?
Nursery is where you like raise plants and kind of like.
All right, so do you have like baby plants, or is it all like?
I know there's nursery.
Yeah. So like, your house literally looks like you walk into like a greenhouse. It's just like plants everywhere, and I've only seen it in pictures. But you're so good at taking pictures. It's like you would kill it in the food blog. I think like a foodie kind of Instagram, maybe even TikTok's kind of going out, but like
too old for TikTok.
Yeah, like carousels are back in, right? So like multiple pictures. I think you would kill it, man.
I thought about it, and the reason why I thought about this is because I'm trying to figure out a way to make money without being at a certain spot or like taking dedicated hours of my week. I want to be able to put something in where it's like free flowing.
I was making money off Instagram just doing reels. That's why I was posting reels once a day. I was getting paid to do that. I made like $300 just making reels.
So like I've been thinking that's for a long time. Like, same like investing to a property or whatever. Like, I just need something to make me money with minimal effort. Like anything you do to make money, you can put in some effort into it, right? So like, I'm trying to find something that's to make me good money with minimal effort as much as I can.
Right.
So like that's one of them. You know what I mean? Like, am I going to go into the Airbnb business where like I buy a spot?
Yeah, me and my brother were thinking about doing that
and sell it. You know what I mean? Or like do it on a blog or whatever. I mean, like there's so many different ways, and I just don't want to like, limit myself to just nightlife or club manager or whatever it may be.
Definitely think about
that.
I'm
trying to find
you would kill it.
Other ways to make money.
I know. I met a girl, one of Smooth's friends. She gets paid to go to restaurants and do a video reel review or post a couple pictures of her being there. Mm-hmm. She gets paid to do that. That could be you.
No.
Dude, that could be you. I'm telling you, with your personality and all that, dude, you would kill it.
Yeah,
and you love to do it already.
Yeah.
So all you gotta do is take a couple more pictures, write a little blog post about it, and put it on Instagram.
Yeah,
I follow the shit out of that account.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I do get a lot of good positive feedback from just that list that I post on the story. I get so many. I'll
send you the girl's page, and you can just look at what she does, and she kills it, man. She left her full-time job. Put it that way, just from social media. It's crazy.
Right now, I'm like. That's what I'm like most interested in right now. So I'm trying to like put the whole concept together. Like, how do I do this? How do I sell this? How do I like? What's the muse of it? Like, I can't just do what Water Ice does. I can't just do what everyone does. Like, I'm not just gonna copy and paste something. That's something I don't do.
So for sure.
How do I make it different? Like, am I? You know what I mean? So that's like the process I'm doing now. Like, okay, I'm gonna come up with a concept, and when I finalize the concept. Can I make money off of it? Like, how successful is this? And that's kind of like what goes in my head, all little different business opportunities that I have, and try to figure out, like, okay, is it a good work balance? Like, am I putting a lot of my time into it versus how much I'm getting paid for? Like, just all these things.
Right. Yeah. But think about it, right?
Yeah.
You're going out to eat once a week at a new spot that you want to try.
Mm-hmm.
You're already doing it. All you got to do is take a couple pictures, write about it, and post it. Done.
Yeah, I think it's more intricate than that. That's unfair. I think that's unfair to say.
That's it.
But I disagree. That's like saying like DJ and going back there just fucking press play and play music and go home.
That's a little different. I guess I don't know, man.
There's a lot that goes behind in everything that you do.
I know, but I'm saying you're picking these places for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're picking these places for a reason. Mm-hmm. So you already have the purpose to do it because you're going to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is to get your start, right?
Yeah.
Name the page, whatever you think is.
I have a name for it already.
What is it? Unless you don't want to say it.
Well, my Instagram name is by David Mai.
Yeah.
And the by in front of it is kind of like the creative part of it. Like,
yeah,
this page is created by David Mai.
Yeah.
And so the page would be by that Philadelphia, be by Philly. So all the creators
is
of
it
Philadelphia.
Available?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, you could.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you should make it like right now.
Originally it started off as a photography thing. I would shoot all landscapes, like city landscapes of Philadelphia, showing the beauty of Philly.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone, especially if you don't live in Philadelphia or like Center City, like there's people who live in Philly who live, you know, in the burbs or whatever it may be, right? Like, but like, and those people always see Philly like the news, the gunshots, the homeless, the bums outside, the trash, how Chinatown smells, like all these like negative things. But like,
yeah, it's a lot of negative.
But everything has a positive, negative, right? So
Right.
I was trying to show like the beauty of Philly and like showing the beautiful landscape, the old historic buildings.
You have an eye for it too.
Just all things.
That's
and,
going back to like your Instagram and like taking pictures of your house. It's like it always looks different. It looks like you don't like it's not somewhere you live. Like you found that picture on the internet. And it's very good. Your aesthetic is very good, and I really think you can do it, man. That'd be really cool.
I'm gonna put some effort into it now. It's in the concept phase at the moment. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna execute it and the personality behind it. Just like when you're doing like talking with Tonka, right? Like that's why every time I give you like, you know, an idea or criticism, like I'm not trying to change what you do. This is just like my advice.
You gave me a great idea on the way here.
Yeah.
You're like, let's find someone else that's really into fashion. And then I said, why don't you co-host it with me?
Yeah.
You co-host me. We'll talk to somebody. I'm down too. So I'm down to do anything. That's what the whole point of this podcast was. Everyone's like, dude, you have a great voice. I can listen to your voice all the time. And like,
you have a great voice.
And my camera just went off. Hold on. This is the problem I'm having right now.
Dang, you broke the fucking camera, bro.
I know the camera.
Now you're editing it. Now I'm like taking up.
Now you were
the time slot.
Yeah, you're gonna be all on the camera. I don't know how long it went off. So, now I lost my train of thought. So everyone's like, "Oh, you have a great voice. Like you should try to do something with it, right?" Because like, I think my goal is to be on the radio. I want to be on the radio. Whether it's this show gets on the radio or I'm just a host of a show. I think I want to be on the radio. Yeah. That's my next move is to be on the radio.
I think voice is such an important aspect when it comes to like this part of the industry, right? And if some of you know and some of you don't, like Jay Shetty's a huge inspiration to me. And what actually called me on to his podcast, he's one of I think the number 1 or top 3 life coach podcasts in the world or the country.
Yeah.
What caught me on originally was his voice and how he delivered what he was trying to say. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day about like Jay Shetty. I was like, there's hundreds or thousands or millions of life coaches out there. Like everyone has like his actual content where he talks about like everything they love, depression, everything. Like there's a lot of life coaches that has like the stats or the facts or whatever it may be, but how do you deliver it? Like where's the personality behind it? And Jay Shetty to me is just obviously his image, the way the topics that he chooses, but his delivery and his voice. It's so like it's hard to find an adjective, but like welcoming. It's soothing. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me.
I'll have to check him out.
I can hear him in the background and whenever he's annoying. You know what I mean? Like I can. So anytime I listen to him all the time. And majority of the time I don't pay attention. Just hearing his voice is just like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I get it. Yeah. So let's backtrack a little bit. So after Stratus, where'd you go after that?
After Stratus, so I didn't mention this when we first talked about Stratus. I view Stratus, because I didn't go to college, as my college.
Yeah, because you were asking people questions,
exactly.
Learning. Right.
Yeah. I just wanted to learn.
Yeah, that's good though. Yeah, everybody needs that stepping stone, right? That's what community college is, to go to the big school, and then the big school is the next stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it was your building block and your stepping stone to get to where you are today.
Yeah, and a lot of people can agree that a year is not a lot. Like a year experience is not a lot in any business.
But doing what you were doing, it's a lot.
Yeah, well, I took advantage of it.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. Like,
I think a lot of people
learning as much as I can. I ask questions every fucking day where people are starting to know it. Like, well, that's where my charisma came out. Like, I was asking questions, but I wasn't making it annoying. Right? I was asking questions and they respected it and loved me for it. But if I was just going there just ask questions, just poking, ask questions, they'll get annoyed and they'll stop giving me genuine answers, right? So I made it fun. I would come, I'm like, hey, what's up, blah, blah, like, come to Stratus for a shot or drink on me, and what's A plus B? Why is that equal 4 or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, I was like mixing it in. I was trying to make my learning college experience fun. And like, so I don't sit there like, oh, am I bombing this person or am I?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I was like doing multiple things. So I asked corporate questions, all these questions I just learned. And I was just a yes person. I couldn't dictate anything. I was just like, sat there and just like, yes.
Are you still using all those things you learned today?
I learned a lot. Yeah. I learned every step of my journey here. I've taken bits and pieces of it. The positive thing I try to not do, and I take the positive I learned from all these experiences and put into what I do. And that's why, like, especially my staff, like they see like, why you do this? Like, it's very different. Like the way I run my business, the way I see the business, the way I market the business, everything's just very different. And just like trying to take the best of the things I learned and apply that to
to
what
for
I
sure.
do. Yeah.
You know what? Let's switch gears here, right? So I know we're talking about.
I didn't answer the question after Stratus. I went to Bessemer nightclub.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But let's switch gears real quick because I feel like we're talking about a lot of business stuff and stuff like that. So your fashion sense,
okay,
is it inspired by anybody or a certain like Instagram accounts or anything? Or is this just you expressing yourself?
Everything.
Yeah,
I get inspired by everything, and it's a lot of it's Instagram, a lot of it's peers. That's why I walk a lot. Like I walk throughout the city. I probably walk around the city 3-4 times a week, and I explore different neighborhoods of the city and just people watching, walking to different stores. Just, you know, you can follow your rappers and style icons, Justin Bieber, all these things.
Yeah.
And so like it's a mixture of everything, and whatever inspires me that day is what I normally dress that day. So sometimes I would go like straight grungy, like punk rock, and then one day I'll go like oversized streetwear like Justin Bieber, and the next day I'm wearing like, you know, we're inspired by the Japanese, where it's minimal, neutral tones, you know, like Jerry from Fear of God, like inspires me a lot. You know what I mean? Just like whatever inspires me that day, whatever see like that sticks out to me, then I like.
Your wardrobe must be insane.
Oh my. What your sneaker collection is?
Yeah.
If y'all can see, I don't. This camera you
can
see, but that camera you can see it. Like, obviously, this is probably like only an eighth of what you have.
Yeah.
My clothing, this times like 10. So like I have literally go to my wardrobe. You can find anything from like I wear a lot of thrift, a lot of women clothes, a lot of like luxury brands like Fear of God. Then I have like street clothes like Stussy to, you know, Bape to Supreme.
Yeah.
Like my Doc Martens. Then I got my A1s. Then like
your Reeboks.
Every Reeboks to everything. So like it shows to my fashion sense, or like my closet. It's like whatever I'm inspired by that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I want to say this. I don't think I've seen you wear the same outfit twice.
I try not to, because I know, obviously I go out a lot, and especially when I walk around a lot, like some stuff that I wear like stands out. So when it stands out, people remember like what you wore, or you know what I mean? So if I wear like a bright yellow jacket, if I wear it like a week later, like, oh, why the fuck are you wearing the same a week later? Yeah. But it stands out.
So what's funny, I think about that sometimes. Like,
you know what I mean?
So as you know, I work at Barstool a lot. They sell Liquid Death water there, right? So I used to get Liquid Death delivered to my house, right? And then they told me it was cheaper on Amazon to go through Amazon. And I was like, oh, I don't know why a business is telling me to go somewhere else. But that's beside the point. So I would buy so much Liquid Death off their website. I got like points, right? So my cats have a Liquid Death can toy. I have Liquid Death shirts. So I wore this sick, like, WrestleMania inspired Liquid Death shirt. Everybody loved it.
Wait, how do you get that free shit?
Could you accrue points, like when you buy certain things?
They have like a reward system.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then sometimes they do like crazy drops where I'll just buy it. It was like $30 and I'll just buy it. And it was like oversized. It's a really great shirt. And I don't really wear oversized stuff, but it like fit me kind of well for oversized. You know what I mean? So anyway. And I wore it, and I was like, I can't wear that again because I was there the next week, and I was like, it was washed, it was in my closet. I was like, I can't wear that again. I just wore it. I did it anyway. People noticed. Yeah. They're like, did you wear that really? Last week? Because it's a sick shirt. It's so sick. It's I love that shirt so much.
No one ever said that to me. If someone like, you wore this, like, I would.
Like, did he wear that last week?
I'd be like,
yeah. People noticed because like I think
Uber.
I think it's because like I kind of get funny with it, like because I drink a lot of water when I'm working, so I'm like I'll point at the shirt. I'm like when the bartender like you need a drink, I'm just point at my shirt. So I think that's what kind of like like helped hurt me in that aspect. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I've ever seen you wear the same outfit.
When it comes to fashion, the bolder things that you wear, the less often you have to wear it.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of my wardrobe, I try not to. Like, obviously, you say I wear a lot of bold things. In my mind, it's not bold. Like,
yeah.
And before I came here, I was watching Next in Fashion, right? Literally when you picked me up.
Yeah.
Season 2. And, just, like, I get inspired by just all the different designers there. And, like, they're unique, all these things. I'm like, what can I add? But, like, what they do is, like, extremely bold. Like,
yeah.
Guys wearing, like, where their arms or neck collar are showing. Like, all these, like, women-inspired, like, design. That's why I wear a lot of women clothes. That's like my boldness of it, right? Like some of the things that women can get away with and men can't because society tells you it can't. I'm trying to bridge that and like I can do that. You know what I mean?
You're definitely one of the people I think can pull it off. Yeah, for sure. And
so like
it's amazing because sometimes I'm like, and your accessories, you know how to accessorize too. Like I don't accessorize. Like I have my iWatch. Like Eddie's now, he's wearing rings and all these things because of Ray. Ray's inspiring him to be more fashionable, right?
Ray's phenomenal at that.
Yeah, she's great accessorizing. Look, you have a watch on, like 3 bracelets, a bunch of rings. Like I don't even know where to begin. Like, where do I get a pinky ring? Maybe get a pinky ring.
Just like everything that you do, there's like complexity to it, and there's layers to it, and the more layers you see in it, like the better at it you'll be at it, right?
Yeah.
So like fashion to me was almost like a 4 to 6 layers to it. It's some of the things that I follow is always 3 colors that either contrast with each other or go well with each other, right? Like I need 3 colors. Like right now I'm wearing like black and mainly black, and normally I have like a lot more different colors. Today I was more inspired by just I don't wear a lot of black, so I was like, normally I have like a different. That's why I wear a lot of different color beanies. The beanie would be like the accent piece, right? So 3 colors is very important. 3 colors and 2 to 3 different textures or fit. So like oversized is one. Like see this how furry this is.
Yeah.
Furry with flat and denim. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So like you use accessories that way too. Like accessories add like the shine or the different details. You want like 3 different layers of texture to it too, and people don't see it. People just think like matching one color is.
That's kind of what I do.
I'm trying to knock.
No. I don't know any better. So like, I'm pretty sure people notice this by now. But like, if my sneakers are multicolor right now, because I don't have this color green in many pairs of shoes, right? So these shoes are multicolor, so I know this color is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And these go good with this color pant, so I know I'm good with that. You know what I mean? But when I go to the gym. People usually don't care what they look like, but I always have to match. I have shoes that match every gym outfit.
I'm the opposite. I think matching is horrible fashion. I think I'm
really?
sorry. Yeah, I think
that's all. I
think.
But that's what I was brought up doing. Like that. So that's why I don't know any better. I have no idea. So I always match. Always.
Yeah. I think you look good. I'm not here to knock your style. Like, don't get me wrong.
No.
I think the first barrier, and you said it correctly, just like growing up or like what society tells you, what like that's like to me, it's like. The first level of styling or fashion is to match. Right. And that's you doing fashion or styling a disservice because it's not just matching. Matching is not, it's matching in a different way, matching different colors. I think like you wearing that smooth shirt with that green, I would not wear any other green on you. I wear something that will go with the green. Like I'll do like a tan or brown or pink. Like green and pink goes very well. Right? Green and white goes very well, right? Green and black goes very well, right? Green and blue don't go well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because I'm always so fixated on the most bold color, right? Yeah. So like I have these shoes right here.
Yeah.
Right? So so people on the podcast listening side can't see it. I'm holding a Kobe. I think this is an 8. It's like
no idea what that is.
It's like pink that fades into purple and has neon green. So like, you know what shirt I would wear with this? A plain black shirt. So I'm obviously doing this shoe at the service, right?
No, no. It's the opposite. You're doing a great service because
this is the accent point.
Exactly. That's the what's the word for it? The star of your outfit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So when you wear all black, it's because you don't want to take away from your shoe.
Yeah. Also, I don't think I have anything this pink or this purple in my wardrobe.
Yeah.
So like, I usually focus sneaker buying around the colors or like their Jurassic Park shoes right there.
Yeah.
I have a shirt that goes with that. Yeah. I won't wear them with anything else.
Yeah. This is where my opinion is very different. I love sneakers.
But you just opened my eyes to that. Because now I'm thinking, I'm so focused on taking like this purple shoe, right? I'm taking this purple shoe and I'm like, all right, I got to find a purple shoe that's close to matching this to wear it. Mm-hmm. But if I wear a complementary color that goes with it, instead of this exact color, I can still pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it because people know me to match all the time. I'm going to try this. If you see me out and you notice that I'm trying to match the color instead of be the exact color.
Exactly.
Point it out
and
let me know.
I don't consider myself a sneakerhead. I own a lot of sneakers. I own a lot of shoes. I'm not a sneakerhead. Yeah. And there's a reason why I'm not a sneakerhead. Is like you have a great collection. I like some of them. It's not my thing. Why? Because each of your shoe has like 5-6 different colors, and it's too like pinpointed just to your shoes. I do that. Like you see that colorway, like all your shoe colorway. I do that in my entire outfit. That's the difference. When I wear that shoe, then it limits me what I can do with the rest of my outfit.
Yeah. So
right?
That's kind of the struggle I have, I think, sometimes because I'm so fixated on matching like the certain blues. It's just, I should just find complementary colors.
Yeah. And all this, like I got a lot of like, Jordan 1 highs, right? Yeah. And all of them, I love the highs because they're a singular color. I use that to go with the rest of my outfit instead of that being the outfit.
So it's like your base, maybe.
A base, or it can be an accent piece, or it could be like whatever.
It could be your accessory.
Exactly. I see shoe as an accessory, not as.
So you're looking at the outfit from the middle out.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Or, no, it could be. That's not the middle out. Like it could be.
But like I said, still, that's like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, like whatever I'm inspired by. Like if I'm inspired by, let's say.
I know this room is very bland, but
no, it's not bland.
Yeah.
But everyone sees.
Well, I mean, so for ideas to pick from.
Yeah, it's
like Doc Brown's outfit in Back to the Future 2.
Like
that's
him.
wild.
I mean, you can't really see the camera, but his jacket is the main piece. Everything else goes with it.
Yeah,
right. Like these are the two pieces.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like,
wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah, when you have so much personality in one piece, it's hard to express that in the rest of it. That's how I see fashion. I see fashion balance, right? And like some people agree, some people disagree. That's fine. Like some of the more eclectic or whatever, like the Asian Hardys of the world, like where they have a lot of personality in all aspects of the piece. There's no wrong way of styling or fashion. It's how you perceive it, and that's how I perceive it. And I want my whole outfit to kind of be like coincide with.
And I think my jaw's on the ground. Right now. This is like inspiring as fuck, right?
Yeah, and we talked in the car about like style, and I go everyone has a level of style or fashion sense, right? And everyone, like yourself, you're more shoe based, and your style is based off of that. I don't think there's something wrong with that. I think you look good.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to like broaden your horizon, that's what I told you. Like I wear so many different styles and genres.
Yeah.
That like
I'm so fixated on that matching part, man.
Yeah. Stop thinking that way, man.
Yeah,
like, you gotta.
Because I even when I wear a flannel over a shirt, I'm overthinking the shit out of that. I'm like, oh man, these colors don't really go together. Like, what am I supposed to do? I literally have this pink Weezer shirt that I was wearing to a throwback.
Pink Weezer.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was super sick.
Yeah,
it's like it has a robot. Cool. If I ever find it again, I'll show you. My room is a disaster area right now. So I bought that shirt and I was like, wow, I have a flannel with pink in it, and it's like black, navy blue, and pink. I was like, I'm wearing it. And I wore it to this like I think it was
Wait,
like
you wore the pink and the flannel and what shoes had pink in it?
no, the shoes were plain. The shoes were white Reeboks with navy blue writing on it.
Okay.
So the outfit was perfect. People were like, "Yo, this is a dope outfit." I was like, "Yeah, I did this myself, but it matched."
Yeah.
But the shoes weren't the main focus. That was the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
I was so proud that I was so proud that I layered perfectly because one day I put like a shirt on and I'm like in this like bulking, and then now I'm trying to like lean face. So like a lot of shirts are a little tight fitting now. So like I wear a flannel on top of it. So like I only had one clean flannel and I already had a shirt on. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be tough. I don't know if I might have to like button my shirt or something. I can't let it like hang free because I was like, I don't know if this matches, man. I was like, but now it doesn't really need to match. It just needs to it needs to match, I guess, in a sense, but it needs to be a complementary color to it, right? Yeah. So it's not like black goes with gray and like tan. Like it's like it has to be a complementary tone or whatever.
And you gotta learn what complements with each color too, right?
Yeah,
Like I said, though, I told you that green. Like a lot of people don't know, like pink. Like baby pink goes really well with like the Eagles green. You know? Light pink goes really well with brown. Goes well with black. Goes well with a lot of different colors that most people don't think. And that's just like
you're blowing my mind.
And then, but that's just 2 colors. Then you look at 3 colors and 4 colors and 5 colors.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like, and that's where the boldness comes. I think fashion, obviously, the main point of fashion is expressing yourself. And that's another reason why I try to be open-minded. So everything I look into is open-minded. So when I look into fashion, it's open-minded. Okay, I started with matching 2, then I went to 3, and then I went to 4, and then I went to 5, and I'm learning the different combinations of what goes well with each other, and pushing the boundaries. Just like, you should do that with all aspects of your life, business or personal. Like I do that with my fashion, my tattoos, my work. I push the boundaries of like, oh, everyone might not agree with it, but I'm gonna push it, and I'm gonna test it and see how it works. And and at the end of the day, like, honestly, I don't really care what people think. Like, people don't know what I'm trying to do or how am I trying to speak or what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm testing me.
Yeah.
And I'm growing me as a person.
Yeah.
So your opinion to me, I don't care about what you think because I'm not growing you, I'm growing me.
Right.
Like, I dress for me, homie, not for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like my pearls, all these things is like, I'm not trying to press y'all. I'm trying to press me. Like, how far can I take this?
Yeah, that's what's up.
And not like, people will tell me like, what are you wearing? But like, not like all the time, like questioning too often. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's why I try I push it, but I don't like really cross it.
Right.
And that's why watching shows like Next in Fashion, they like blow that boundary away. And like, that's admirable to me. Like, that's like ballsy. And I'm like, I'm trying to get close to that as much as I can. And I'm like, that's not my own personal fashion.
We were going to talk about your tattoos, right?
Yeah.
So when I met you, obviously I couldn't see. I think you might have had this side, right?
Yeah, I had this in AC. Yeah.
Yeah, you had that.
That's about it, though.
Yeah. So like, I don't
know if I can see it now.
What was your next tattoo after your sleeve? And we'll go from there. Do you remember?
No, absolutely not.
No. So what's inspiring these tattoos? Do you have like a theme going on?
It actually goes pretty deep.
Yeah.
The reason, this is the craziest thing, but low self-esteem.
Really?
So growing up, I'm very thin, as you can't tell.
Yeah.
And it was my way of hiding my flaws. Was the reason why I got into tattoos. I was trying to find a way to hide how thin I was, because I got bullied my entire life. How thin I was.
Really?
I was just bullied immensely.
It's usually the opposite.
It's what people don't understand is weight shaming goes both ways, not just on the heavy side.
Yeah, I guess I was heavy my whole life, so I guess I kind of only experienced
exactly.
That. Yeah.
So you were on the opposite side of me, but we went through the same shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you worked out. You find a way to be okay with the way you look.
Right.
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think you're normal build.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think you're too thin or you're too big, but whatever your weight is now, you seem pretty happy. Like,
very happy.
Like the old
Fat Tonka.
Fat Tonka.
Yeah.
Into now, you're much more open, you're much more personable, like charismatic, all these things, because you're happy of the way you look.
And I think you compliment. I think you said something to me the other one day. I was wearing like a white shirt. You're like, I don't think I've ever seen you wear a white shirt, because I was so afraid to wear them. Because I'm like, people are going to see my fat rolls or my love handles or something like that. I was so when I first got like in shape and everything, the first thing I wanted to do was wear a white shirt, or a cutoff or something. I wanted to do that.
And the first thing you learned that when you lost that weight, or I hope you learned this, is that people's perspective view is based off how you feel about yourself.
Right.
When you're confident because you were happy the way you look.
Yeah.
You express your confidence. They think you look good because you're confident.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I use tattoos to cover my flaws. To you, it might sound crazy, but to me, it made me happy with the way I look.
Yeah.
So then I was confident or comfortable to talk to women or wear what I wanted to wear because I was confident and I needed to express or show that I was confident.
Yeah.
I just need to be happy with the way I think. Yeah. So tattoo had a lot to do with that.
So when I lost all that weight, I was at day club and Nine was like, I can't pay you to keep your shirt on now. I was like, so that was when I realized I got so confident in my own skin, like I never wore a shirt. And then I realized, body hair and all these other things. So like, I don't have any body hair now because like I feel like that's gross. So it's like when I have body hair and my shirt's off, I'm like, that's gross. So I shave it or whatever. But so it's like the confidence part. So this makes you confident.
Yes, and Danny's a very good friend of mine. He lost a lot of weight, and is he still somewhat a little on heavier side? Yeah. But I see a drastic change. Like he's so much more happier, like confident. And he's not my size. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like. But he walks through there confident. The way he approaches customers, the way his hospitality has skyrocketed because he's confident.
Yeah,
and
he's just a good dude.
He's just a good dude. Yeah, and
he hits me up and checks on me once in a while. He's a good dude.
Shout out to him, man. Got mad, nothing but love for that.
Yeah,
man.
I got to get him on, man. He's definitely got some stuff to talk about. But so let's talk about the one guy that tattoos you with just the one needle. Right? So is that like a certain style or?
Yeah. So obviously, being thin is what got me into tattoos originally. Then I fell in love with it. Then I became obsessive over it. So, I have a lot of my tattoos. Some are like really out there, and some are like basic shit. Right, like I have a star on my shoulder here, or because star was trending at the time. I try not to get trendy tattoos as much as I can, although social media is kind of what influenced us to follow trendy things, and that goes with fashion in my tattoos too. So then I found through one of my bartenders had an artist that did stick and poke. I go right there, and then I was like, beautiful. Like I didn't even look at her work. I was like, just something different was what I wanted. So then I reached out, and she does a lot of organic, floral stuff, like rocks, wood. A lot of nature stuff, and so I end up going to her and and I learned that it's a lot less painful.
Wait, really?
A lot less painful. Yes.
Oh my God.
So that's for all you want to get tatted and all that stuff. That's a trick or a tip is get stick and poke. It's so much less pain.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any visible right now that she's done?
She done a lot. She did my head. That's why I want to do stick and poke, because I'm scared of the actual gun to do my head.
That was all that?
Yeah, this whole thing is stick and poke here.
What?
Everything in my neck is stick and poke. All is stick and poke.
How long does that take?
It takes a lot longer. Not a lot longer, but fairly long, almost twice as long, because if you don't know, a tattoo gun is
million things at once.
Yeah, it's very fast poking, so it almost feels like you're getting cut. Where a stick and poke is much slower, so you can feel each poke, but it doesn't. It's not as aggressive. So,
is the needle wider, or is it this?
She uses the same needle. Like when you get a tattoo gun, depending on the different lines or different shades that you want, they'll do 8 needles to 1 needle to 3 needles, depending on what they're trying to get and how deep they go. Right. So so she changes her needle based on what she's trying to get. So sometimes she'll use a thicker needle or a thinner needle, depending on how thin or how much detail that she wants to put into it. She changes it. So
That's
insane. She literally does. She just replicates the gun, but she does it by hand. That's what it is.
Bro, it's on your ear.
Yeah, she did my ears. She did all my neck, my head. She did my entire back. She did a bunch of pieces. She did a lot of my fingers. She did both my hands here, like all this. She did all this. Not this, but like my fingers. Anything like any. That's why I love her. Because I tell her all the time, I'm like, I go to you because like you do all my sensitive areas. Like my head, my neck, like underarm or my fingers or my whatever. Like obviously the pain tolerance is different from each person, right? Like I'm much thinner, skinnier, so like certain spots hurts me more than like someone like you or
I use numbing cream now.
Oh, I've never used numbing cream.
Yeah, I did. I never used it before.
Mm-hmm. And then, does it work?
Yeah,
really.
It's only like a 2-hour window, 2.5 hour window. So that's
funny. I got so many tattoos that I've never actually. Had numbing cream before.
This inside, I think it was back here. That's the first time I tried it.
Yeah.
Or no, it was right here. The thing I did for my mom was right here. Everyone was like, dude, that's the worst pain I ever tried in my life. I tried this numbing cream, but I didn't feel a thing.
This was the worst? Oh, man.
Dude, I didn't feel a thing.
Don't try other places.
I know, right? So he did my whole arm is done, right? Yeah. All this, I sat through all of that. I sat through all of this. Pain for hours. Did this, I won't turn back. I'll never get one without it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I've ever can because now I know that I can do it pain free. But I can actually sit longer now, right? So my limit with pain was 2.5 hours.
Okay.
That's my limit, right? Yeah. So now I can sit for like 4 hours. I'll do 2.5 hours no pain and then 2 hours with pain. So I can sit longer now. So I can get cooler shit. Like, because I don't have to go back. You know what I mean? Just get it done in one shot. Like, I'm getting my chest done, right? Yeah. But I actually had to move that appointment just because, the way the timing was. I was going like 2 weeks from. I get an appointment tomorrow. Then I was supposed to go back in like 2.5 weeks, and I was like, I don't know if I can pull that off. So I just pushed it further out. But I'm like definitely using that on my chest.
How early do you put the numbing cream before you?
So that's the.
It's funny. I got a lot of tattoo, and I'm asking you tattoo questions.
Yeah. So that's like a tricky part, right? It has to be on your skin and then saran wrapped for 40 minutes.
Really? Okay.
So the last tattoo appointment I had, I was stuck in traffic, and it usually takes me 40 minutes to get there. It took me an hour and a half.
Ooh.
So the numbing cream wore off.
Oh, so you put the numbing cream before you got in the car, and it wore off. I thought you were out there. Oh, shit.
Dude, it was wild. So I was like, I wasn't feeling anything, and then bang. It's literally, it's really hard to describe because you're literally feeling just this, like your finger dragging against your skin. That's what you're feeling.
Really?
This pressure. And
is that good?
And out of nowhere, man, it was like, bam! It's like something like God flipped a switch and was like, "Yup, you're feeling the pain." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And he was like in the crevices of my arm and my elbow, and I'm like, "Oh my God, like dying."
I'm scared because I got little stuff close to my armpit, but I'm getting my whole armpit done this summer. And
bro, I'm scared. So he has to go in there tomorrow. He has to do this whole part right here, right above where like my arm hair would start.
And I'm doing my actual armpit, like.
Oh yeah, you're gonna if you want. I have a bottle. If you want to try it? It's literally lidocaine cream. It's all natural stuff. Like, well, lidocaine is probably not natural. It's a chemical. But
are you bad with pain?
Yes, I'm terrible with pain.
So am I. But
what?
No, I am.
But you have like that one was done with a gun. The eyeballs were done with a gun.
Yeah, right? This is all gun here. Yeah.
So like
this whole sleeve was majority gun.
That's a painful area too. The inside of your arm was painful, right?
Yeah.
They all hurt for the people at home. They all hurt. They all hurt.
That's the worst fucking question.
Oh, dude, I hate that.
Does your tattoo hurt? What the fuck do you think?
Yeah, there's needle.
I'm getting cut open.
There's people who are like, I fall asleep. I'm like, no, you don't.
I actually did.
Really?
Multiple times, yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, with the numbing cream, I could fall asleep. But
I never use numbing cream.
I know.
I'm really bad with pain. I am. Like, I'm the guy who, when I got my COVID shot, I'll squirm like a little fucking bitch. Oh, dead ass. I was sitting there, I'm like, sitting at the convention center, like,
yo, save that.
Mommy.
And she's like, I'm gonna poke because
I'm covered in tattoos.
Yeah, I have Voltron on my arm. If people don't know, it's like an '80s robot superhero. Yeah. She was like, I'm gonna poke this guy right in the eye, and I was like, oh, you think you're funny? And then she puts it in. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, it hurt because that needle was thick. It's like an outline needle, man. It hurt. I was like,
I don't fuck with piercings. I don't fuck with shots.
Wow.
Yeah. But like getting my COVID shot, I'd rather sit there 8-hour tattoo all day long. 100%. Not even close. Tattoo or piercings too. Like I just got my septum done.
Yeah.
My nose done. I got this, which is the conch, I believe. When I got that done, no, I cannot do piercings. I can't. Like stretching was hell to me. Oh man.
I have a piercing question for you. So I want to get my ears pierced. Is that weird at 39 years old to get my ears pierced? No. All right, I'm doing it.
Doing what you are or like makes you happy, you never too late for that.
Yeah, I always wanted to do it. My dad was like, nah, but my dad was also against my tattoos. So
growing up, my mother gave me 3 rules to not do. No piercings.
Same.
No tattoos.
Same.
No motorcycle.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the 3.
Wow.
I did all 3, and it was one thing that stuck in my head, and I got my ears pierced my senior prom. I just did it anyway. I was very rebellious when I was a kid, and and she told me those 3 things, and you know, she's a very traditional Asian woman who has like really like strong, like, you know what I mean, like values, like, you know, like go to school, the whole 9, become a doctor, like the whole Asian fucking.
Yeah, my friend's Korean, and his family is the same.
Oh
way.
Yeah.
So I got the same. You know, when people come from a different country and they have certain ways, and then their kids are brought up in America, which are completely opposite of other countries, right?
Yeah, what a lot of people don't understand, especially like, you know, the whole minority issue that we have in America. Like, you don't understand, especially the first generation, the pressure. Like,
I bet, man.
People migrated to America for freedom.
That's what we preach, right, all the time.
Yeah, and you know, so like my parents like escaped the Vietnam War, so they went through like the hardship, the, you know, all that, like leaving the family, the whole 9, to give me a better opportunity. That's why they're so hard on these traditions. Like, I fled a war, so uplifted my roots,
you're gonna
came in America.
One of these things.
Yeah. No, I understand why they push it so hard.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like they sacrificed their life for a better life for you. And that's like, I, you know, left my country. So you better try to be a doctor, try to be this.
Oh, gotcha.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have you been back there from where your family's from?
I've been back as a kid.
Yeah.
But I would appreciate it a lot more when I go now, and that's something that I was with my sister. My birthday's next week, which I'm flying to Italy. But I did a close birthday celebration with myself and a lot of my close friends and my sister 2 days. What's today? Tuesday. On Sunday, and I just lost my train of thought.
Is it only 2 of you? You and your sister?
I
don't know this side of you, so I was wondering. You just mentioned your sister. Is there more Mai's? And if you don't talk to them, that doesn't matter. I just wanted to know if you were
My dad was a whore.
Oh, okay. So you have like stepbrothers and stuff?
Yeah, there's one brother I didn't meet.
Okay.
I have 2 half sisters that's with my father now. And
okay.
Me and Jesse.
Yeah.
And then I have another sister, Tracy, and my brother Don. I have like a bunch of them, and it's too much for podcast.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to know because I have a half brother, 2 half sisters, and my dad was, he's married. My dad's 91, so like my older brother's 62.
Wow.
So Jesus. I have a niece that's 31. So like, wow. I have a very interesting family dynamic, right? So I was always wonder, other people, because like, I know, nightlife, Dave. So that's why I wanted to have you on this podcast, because I find you so interesting, and I'm pretty sure other people do too.
I hope this.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get out of the business part, because I wanted people. I wanted to start with that, but I want people to know where all these things come from, right? Yeah. And like a lot of things come from family, right? So like my brother, he's the reason why I kind of like a lot of the things I do, like why Voltron's on my arm. He was 2 years. I have a brother from my dad's latest marriage. This is me and my brother Mike. So he's 2 years older than me, right? So he's the reason why I like Voltron. I like wrestling, Back to the Future, Michael Jackson. I think he kind of molded me to who I am today, right? Because I wouldn't have liked any of those things, because like I'm looking up to what my brother's doing. Yeah, what's my brother's listening to this. My brother got me into punk music. Yeah. And my buddy Tommy, that lives across the street. But like, it's crazy how family can kind of mold you kind of, and give you like a little bit of a path, right? Like they give you like that starter path, right? You're following it, and then the things they show you kind of help you branch off into other things. You know, it's pretty crazy how that works.
My upbringing was complete opposite, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
It's actually complete opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
So was she following you?
No.
Oh, you mean like you guys weren't separate ways? Well, we're totally different now. Like me and Mike are totally different. Well, we have a couple of common interests like baseball and stuff like that, but we're complete opposite people now.
I had a good childhood.
Yeah.
But we were neglected. So like the experience is very different.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go like too deep into it.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no.
Example, like me and my sister were never close growing up.
Okay.
But we're extremely close now is because when we get older, we realize like who truly has your back.
Facts.
Right. So like my sister's one of my best friends. Like I love her to death. She's the only one that would take a bullet for. Like she's everything in my life is my sister.
I might title this podcast that.
Huh? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
And like we don't have a super strong relationship. It's a mixture of one, like I respect her as an individual. Two, like that's my sister. That's like I grew up with her. Like that's all we have is each other. You know what I mean? Like 90% of my family is like my sister.
Right.
And that's all it is.
Are you older or younger?
Older.
Older. Okay.
Yeah, and like growing up, whatever it may be, like neglected or whatever it is, she grew up as her own person. I grew up, but at the end of the day, we like met up again, and like now, like that's one of my best friends. So
love that, man.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
We influenced each other. We were both rebels. We were both like.
She tatted up and good in fashion.
Yeah, she thinks she has more tattoos than me, which I think is absolutely fucking crazy.
I don't think I've ever met her.
You rate this? You do not have more tattoos than me. I'm gonna have her admit it.
Yeah. I'll have her on it, then she can say the same thing about you, right?
Like, oh, you don't have more tattoos.
Is she into fashion? Is she fashionable like you too?
She's very similar to me. We're both very passionate people, but in different worlds,
aspects.
but similar worlds too, right? Like she's in food and beverage, she's in nightlife, and she's bartending, she's managed, she has her own like aspirations, and she's a extremely hard worker. So am I. We're different people, but similar. You get what I'm saying? So like
you can tell she's your sister.
Yeah, okay. Like well, obviously we look similar, but we have. 50% of me is like exactly like her, and the other half is like completely opposite, and that's what the beauty of it.
Yeah,
right.
Love that, man.
I would love to work with her one day, is because like the similarities, like how we see things, how we visualize business is similar. The creative aspect might be different, right? Like fashion or tattoos or whatever might be different, but we have same values. We work very hard. We're very passionate people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Cool. So I asked you to have 2 questions for me. I think I already answered one, but. Was that one of the questions?
What?
My top 3 jobs? Was that one of my questions I asked you to bring?
No, actually, that
okay.
kind of came out of nowhere, because it's, like I said, the 3 dream jobs kind of like makes you, right?
Yeah. So what one of the questions you had for me?
I don't have one prepared.
Oh, I told you to be prepared, David.
Well, I asked you that. Well, that was my question.
Okay, so I kind of gave those things, but... Yeah, because this is the kind of part of the show where I kind of like, just in case you wanted to know something about me that you haven't known yet. So if you could think of something
I didn't wait.
Something that you don't know about me that you would want to know, that you or maybe didn't think of, right? Like you didn't know I was a breakdancer. I didn't know you were one either. That's crazy.
How can I ask that if I don't know it?
Well, no, you could have been like, well, what got you into DJing, or like what brought you into nightlife? Breakdancing brought me into nightlife, right? So like. Those kind of things.
Okay. I gotta have one. What made you obsessive over sneakers? Like what? Like I understand the concept of it.
That's a great one.
But like everyone.
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that.
Like
before.
everyone, like there's a lot of people who love sneakers, right? There's the quote unquote sneakerheads, right?
Right. So I think what.
But you specific is Air Maxes, which is very different from most people.
Right, yeah.
Right? Do you agree? I mean, I'm not a sneakerhead, so I don't know that industry as well. But I find that like pretty, not odd, but like interesting. Like, you're specific Air Maxes.
Yeah. I don't wear my Jordans much anymore.
Yeah. Am I wrong?
No,
it's Air Maxes, right?
I have 2 rows of them right here. I'm more so the Air Maxes are a running shoe, right? It's a runner shoe, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm more about comfort now than as I get older. Like. I barely wear my Jordans. They're the most uncomfortable shoe that you can put on your foot, especially DJing for 4.5 hours. It's like, that's a lot to stay on your feet. So I'm wearing stuff that's comfortable. Air Max 90s, Air Max 95.
You're starting to sound old.
Right. I'm gonna need some. I need some like what are they? Dr. Scholl implants.
You start pulling out fucking Crocs.
Yeah.
I hate you Crocs lovers. I fucking hate Crocs.
So do you know the company Staple in New York? Mm-mm. They have like a pigeon as their logo. Oh, they're kind of streetwear, so I thought maybe you'd know. So
I'm into fashion, but you think I would know? No, I don't go like deep into like name brands and stuff. Like fashion to me is
they're kind of like Stussy a little bit, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So they came out with a Croc, right? And you know, like the new, they're
fucking hate Crocs.
I know. So I had never worn them, David.
It's okay. I think some people can rock Crocs really well. Personally, I fucking hate Crocs.
I bought them on a bet.
Oh, Jesus.
So I was like,
it sounds like you lose a lot of bets.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
Football season's nowhere near.
Yeah, so they're silver. They're silver, right? Like shiny kind of. And you know, like the niblets that go on it. They're very New York inspired. There's a pigeon. There's a rat.
No idea what you're talking about.
Well, they have like these like accessories you can put in the holes, right? So they have like a pigeon. They have like.
Are we still talking about sneakers?
No, it's not Crocs. And
okay.
And the top of it, the top of the Croc looks like a pigeon foot.
Okay.
They're sick.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I kind of want to wear them. I'm afraid to, though. I don't know if I can pull them off. I've had them for a year.
People tell me I can pull off anything. And the reason I can pull off anything is because I'm confident. The way you walk within what you're wearing is everything.
Yeah.
The attitude is everything.
Yeah. And you said that to me before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I can do that.
Which goes back to the confidence part.
But I do that with shoes, though. Like I have some wild shoes, like those Jurassic Park shoes. There's wild.
I would never wear them in a million years, but I can see someone rock the hell out of those. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
I personally can. That's too much for me.
Yeah, I did it. And I was like, people are.
That's bold.
I was breaking.
To me, that's bold.
Yeah, I was breaking necks with those Jones. Like
I'm gonna put them over here.
Yeah. For the people on the camera, you can see it. It looks like the Jeep from Jurassic Park.
I can't do it, but I could see, like I said, like everyone has a different view of things.
Yeah, I bought them for the nostalgic purpose of
it's cool though.
Yeah, had them for 2 years, wore them once to a 90s party. Yeah, that's fine. I wore them to a 90s party. I figured it was I did a 90s theme party. It worked perfectly, right? So I was like, I'll just wear these because I've had them for 2 years and haven't worn them yet.
What made it like? What made it obsessive though? Like the
so
sneaker
that's
part,
I don't really know, man. I just see sneakers and I like them. And it's like I just buy them, and like I figured it's kind of like your wardrobe, right? I buy a new shirt, I buy something new. Like I always have something to match it with. Yeah, always.
Huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, like always have something to match it. But that's because I'm the mindset of the matching. Now I think I need this so I can get this. To match this.
It sounds horrible to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Not knocking people who do it. Not knocking it. But me personally is just like
it's like I don't match head to toe now, but like my shirt is matching my shoes always.
Because growing up, that's what was in fashion. Like we're matching a purple hat or a purple shirt, purple shoes. Like
like Cameron.
That was whatever it may be. It was just like
Now Cameron was like pink though. He wore pink.
Like cringe to see now. I was like, man, I used to do that. Like fuck.
Yeah. Oh man, you definitely opened my eyes like listening to you talk about fashion because like now I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if I can do it. Because people are used to me matching, so like me not matching, that might be my thing.
Like being closed-minded in fashion happens a lot more than you think. Because like even for me, I didn't get into sneakers until probably like maybe 4 years ago, and Dennis Menace, shout out to him, dear friend of mine, love you to death.
Everybody loves that kid.
Oh yeah, I bust his balls all the time.
He's a sneakerhead.
I keep texting him, "You don't love me."
Yeah,
I don't think you do, but just kidding. I know you love me, but he's a big sneakerhead too.
Yeah,
and
that's one of our common things.
You know, a fun fact: when I moved to Philly, I moved to Philly 6 years now. I never owned a pair of sweats or a sneaker 6 years ago, or denim. I did not own any of those three. I did not own a piece of that. When I moved to Philly. That's how vanilla it was. Well, that's how enclosed I felt. Wow. It was a personal thing. I know that, I could wear denim, all these things, but like I was just so like...
Philly must have been like a culture shock for you,
huge culture shock. And I'm a super cultural person. I'm a super open-minded person. I have nothing but love for this city. I'm probably going to spend the rest of my life here and retire here, and if I get lucky enough to start a family here, we'll be in Philadelphia. And I just had a lot of love for this city, man. Just the open-mindedness of this place. Knowing that it's not always greener to the other side. It's about like where you water it, right?
Yeah,
cringy.
Wow. That's another great. Yeah, you're giving some knowledge.
Yeah,
here.
And ask Dennis next time you see him. Yeah, like he takes credit for it. When I bought him for a sneaker, like he was.
Yeah, you were on ones for a minute.
That started because Dennis.
Yeah.
And anytime I like bought a sneaker, I would text him like, "Look what I got." I felt like proud, like Dennis, I just got sneakers.
Yeah, I remember busting your
never
chops.
wore sneakers. Yeah.
Yeah, I busted your chops once because you were buying so many ones.
I stopped wearing ones now, but it shows you like my growth.
When you started wearing like the Reebok Classics, the C's and all, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I started with the C's. When I got into the sneaker game, I was trying to find like what fit like me, like my muse.
Like you have one of my favorite C's, the off-white ones with the green. Reebok
they're
red and
fucking
green.
gorgeous.
That off-white is so dope. I love that color. It's like it's very neutral. I just love that those off-color ones.
That's what opened the doors for me. I used to get these like neutral or these like not as flamboyant or bold sneakers, and it kind of like opened doors to like the ones. And for 2 years, I fell deeply in love for ones. No, not so much anymore. I haven't bought ones in a while. I have a huge collection and I still love them, but like it just shows you the evolution of like someone's fashion sense. Like this was 4 years ago, bro. Like,
like
I'm in fashion 20 years.
The top left, the black cement threes are from 2010.
Oh, jeez.
Right, and then ones but next to them were the revamped versions. But then you have shoes like they're up there. They're my Reebok collection, right? My Reebok collection is hard. Right.
Shit,
and I buy those because they're comfortable, the materials and everything. So my sneaker, just because I have Jordan because they were in, I went completely left.
Yeah.
Like no one's buying the 90s Reeboks anymore. No one's doing that. No one's buying custom shoes. Like I have 2 pairs of custom shoes that are expensive. No one's buying Jurassic Park Reeboks, right? So like it's weird how things evolve like that.
Yeah,
like
and
your fashion, whether it's your wardrobe or your sneakers.
Yeah, like the saying, I don't know the exact saying, but you know how like, every trend always repeats itself, right?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Skinny jeans is going to come back soon, oversized, all these things.
I hope so, because I still wear skinny jeans.
My fashion set evolves or cycles like that, but much more sporadically, right? Like I do it every year. Where like baggy clothes can be in for the next 5 years and go back to skinny, you know what I mean? This is about like 3 to 5 year like rotation. My sense rotates every 6 to a year. Like what I wore last winter is completely different what I wear now. Like last winter I was wearing all street clothes. This year is a lot more like neutral tones.
I did notice that.
Yeah, every year it changes. It just rotates and like mine it just happens much quicker. So like with the sneaker thing. Like I was never into sneakers, and then when I got into it, I went heavy into like the mochas, the whatever,
I remember.
right?
You were diving
the blues, like all these things, diving into it. Now I'm rotating back to the neutrals again, so I'm getting a lot of Vans, a lot of like Blazers now, like going back to like the neutral, like the Reeboks. I'm thinking I don't own a pair of New Balances, but I'm thinking about that, like going away from the more like street look, right? And I know that in 3 years, I'm going to go back. Like, me personally, going to go back. Like, I'm going to start rocking all my ones again.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my Drews and stuff now.
Yeah, like those old school New Balances that are popular now. Every brand is bringing those back. Like, Saucony's bringing back theirs now, which are fire. Like, but, all inspired these brands is Reebok. It always comes back to Reebok classics, man. Always comes back to the classics.
I mean, I could be wrong, but didn't Reebok... No, that was Adidas. They fucked up with the Jordan signing.
Converse.
Oh, Converse.
Yeah, it's Converse. Yeah. So which is Nike actually?
Yeah.
Well, now is Nike, but no, was it?
Oh, I know whatever brand it was.
Yeah, I think it was Converse. If I'm not
I believe it was Converse too.
Yeah. And then Reebok was somebody else.
Yeah.
But Reebok got big off of Shaq. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like he made that brand.
It's the same reason why I hoard all my clothes, because I know that I'm gonna go through these phases, and these phases always gonna cycle. Wow. On top of that, like I have
a phase.
Different genres.
Yeah.
But like it's
if you see like if you're scrolling through your feed and you see an outfit that you think I could pull off, send it to me, and I'm gonna try to do my best.
That's tough. It's
well, you know my personality, right? You know me, right? Mm-hmm. I want to see how you think if you think I could pull something off.
How do I explain this?
Because I respect your fashion sense and your opinion. So like I would definitely try my best to rock it.
This is what people don't understand. I get offered to be people's stylist all the time, and people don't understand that like styling someone, like having someone to style someone, is actually the opposite of what fashion styling is, right? Styling fashion, it's you. How are you gonna hire someone else who don't know who the fuck you are, and how you feeling and what you think to style you? That's why I'm always against it. I would never do it. Wow. I can't. I can put on what I think make you look good, but that's fake as fuck, right? Yeah. And like that's doing fashion disservice. Fashion is a self-expression. Wow, that's what it is. Yeah, and I would never style someone. I can style you, but I would never do it.
Wow,
right? Like
that's actually eye-opening.
You know what I mean?
Makes a lot of sense.
Like you can be focused on your DJing or your podcast stuff like that. Can be your strong suit, your personality, and like or whatever it may be. I don't know what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what like I could put something on, but I could put something crazy that you don't think, but if you're not confident in it or you don't like how I'm not doing anything for you. You're just wasting money at that point. And that point and me styling you and making you look a certain way, it's fake because then you're going to out there like, oh, David puts his outfit together like, oh, he thinks pink goes well with brown or whatever it may be. You're just rocking me. You're not rocking Tonka. You're not rocking Vanderslice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Government
fake. Yeah. If people don't know, I hate fake shit. And like that's why I don't know no fake pants. Yeah,
that's actually a really good way of looking at it. Yeah. So never mind. Fuck me, because I'm just gonna start dressing. I'm just gonna keep doing me.
Yeah. Instead of like getting me to do it, like you could do it cheaper for free by opening your mind, be more bold, trying new things that you don't know. Fuck what people think.
Yeah.
Fuck what people like what you wear. No, don't worry about what like do you. Yeah. Explore yourself and what makes you comfortable, what makes you happy. Yeah. Like, dress for yourself. Like
wow, that's
you can't pay for that. You can't pay your size to do that.
No. That's actually a really good place to end it, guys. So do what makes you happy at the end of the day. Dress. Do whatever ever in your life that makes you happy.
Yeah, and like the worst thing someone can do is let other people decide your end goal. Like like don't know. Fuck what people think. Right. That's why I'm doing this podcast because I don't give a fuck what people think anymore.
Yeah, boom. Love it. There it is. There it is. Great place to end it. David Mai, Talkin with Tonka, episode 9, which is kind of funny because I probably should have had 9 on 9 instead of 1. So whatever. So you guys have been tuning in with Talkin with Tonka, episode 9. For the people on YouTube, right below me, you'll see Talkin with Tonka. That's my Instagram at DJ Tonka _ That's my personal Instagram, and then my guest, David Mai, his Instagram is at by.davidmai.
Yes.
Right? And it'll be right below him on the screen. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. His content is dope. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, all the links are below. David, thanks for having me, man.
Of course.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. This is your podcast. So that's the second time I've ever done that. I did that before, too. Thanks for being here.
It's my podcast, Talkin with David. Talking with Mai.
That's actually really good. That should be
My Talks.
Yeah.
Guys, My Talks.
My Speaks.
My Speaks.
All right, guys. See you guys next Thursday, 8 p.m. Peace.
Mad love.